So you're an amazing chef. So I'd love to see what you're planning to make for lunch.
Well, you know, when I cook at home, I eat very simply. Or let me rephrase that. You know, in my professional life, what I'm known as the surreal gourmet, I prepare a lot of dishes that have very whimsical presentation twists. And so, for example, I'll serve you an entree, but it actually looks like a cupcake. But I'm really serving you lamb in the form of the cake, and I take mashed potatoes and add a little bit of grated roasted beet, which turns them fuchsia pink. And then I take a piping bag and I pipe the mashed potatoes on top of the lamb cake. And it looks from your eye to the plate exactly like a cupcake. So that's what I do professionally. But when I'm at home, I'm really just taking simple ingredients, mostly from the farmer's market, and putting them together in really tasty ways. And also when I'm at home for lunch, I have a salad almost every single day. So I thought I would show you how to make a super fabulous, very simple salad dressing that will make even the most basic greens like iceberg lettuce taste delicious. But if you were to use, for example, what I have here today, which is sort of more of a cruciferous mixture of kale and some cabbage and a few other things, it will take these super healthy ingredients but still make them taste like candy. You follow all that?
Yes, sounds fantastic.
So the nice thing about this is you can make this dressing in a blender and make enough of it that you'll have it, say, for a whole week. It'll last in your fridge for a week, and just put it in a little jar, and it's like your own homemade dressing, only the difference between that and the stuff you buy at the grocery store is about 1,000,000 times more flavor. So that's the deal. Are you ready to follow along?
I'm ready.
Okay. Got your notepad?
I'm a notepad.
Okay. So again, this is really, it's like my house dressing. And it's a maple Dijon dressing. So I'm going to start with some Dijon mustard, about a tablespoon, which is fortuitous since that's all the mustard that I have left. Jacques, where's my professional shopper who's supposed to be helping me out?
Oh, sorry. That would have been me.
Yeah, well, not happening. Okay, so mustard. A little splash of maple syrup, maybe a couple tablespoons. I'm making about a cup of this dressing. So a couple tablespoons of maple syrup. And if you don't have maple syrup, you could use honey. That would be fine, just give you a slightly different flavor. In fact, it would be a honey mustard vinaigrette. The next thing I'm going to do is I am going to squeeze some lemon. Actually, no. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some garlic. So I have a couple cloves of garlic here. I'm going to put in about 1.5 cloves because these are large cloves. And I'm going to mince it up a tiny bit, but I don't really need to super mince it because the blender's going to do all the hard work for me. I just don't want to end up with any really big chunks. So we'll give it a quick little mince and into the blender. And now, said lemon. But before I juice it, just because I want to add a little more zestiness to the dressing, and hence I'm going to use a little bit of the lemon zest. Now, Jacques, you know what my favorite thing about lemon zest is?
What is that your favorite thing about lemon zest?
In addition to the very zesty flavor that one gets from any kind of zest, you know what lemon zest costs?
I don't know, not very much.
Nothing! It's free! And you know why it's free? You know why it's free?
Why?
Because after you zest the lemon, you can cut it and squeeze it and get the juice, which is what you paid for in the first place. Right?
Exactly.
So the zest is kind of like a free bonus that most people throw out. You ever think?
Wow, awesome. But you have to go dumpster diving to get all of them?
No, you just have to go to your backyard if you live in California like we do. But if you're going to, if you have a lemon around, just think of the fact that you're getting zest for free.
Wow.
Okay, I'm going to add a little pinch of salt. give Lucy a spin here. And add some pepper. And now I'm going to start to blend this up. By the way, as you can see, I went out and I bought the most modern, most efficient blender I could find. Just kidding. Okay. So, you'll notice that I've forgotten one thing. Or I haven't forgotten it, I'm waiting. The olive oil. You know in your blender, Jacques? Any blender has a funny little top like this that pops out. And you know why they do this? Jacques? Jacques? Jacques, are you with us? Apparently he's not. Well, I'm going to continue in the outside chance that anybody is watching. The reason the top pops off the blender is so that you can drizzle something like oil if you're making a dressing and emulsify emulsify the contents. So this is all very liquidy right now, but as I slowly drizzle the oil into the blender whilst the blender is on, it's going to emulsify the rest of the ingredients in here and create some viscosity, make it much thicker. There's one other ingredient I'd like to add, and that's a little drizzle of a nice, thick balsamic vinegar. Now, let's get this going. Very slowly drizzle in the oil. I'm going to drizzle in about 2/3 of a cup. And you can see and hear Jacques. Jacques. Having technical difficulties?
No, I don't know. Somehow my face turned the phone off.
Oh. So you with me? Are you watching all this?
I'm watching.
Have you been paying attention?
I'm learning.
Okay. So I want to drizzle a little bit more oil in, and you can see it's thickening. While you were away, I added the balsamic vinegar that I almost forgot. But here we go. So I'm going to turn it on again. Just finished drizzling my olive oil in. You can really hear the motor slowing down because it's thickening. Whoa! And now let's give it a little taste. So first of all, just look at the thickness of that. Can you see how thick it is? Sort of dripping off the spoon slowly.
I like the sound of that.
Wow. So you get first of all, there's an amazing mouthfeel. It is nice and thick, almost pillowy. There's a richness that you get from the oil, but also the balance is worked out. It was kind of just beginner's luck, but I got the balance of the acid and the oil right. So between the lemon juice and the balsamic vinegar, those being the acids, and the oil, it's got just the right balance. So it's rich and tart at the same time, not causing your mouth to pucker up, but at the same time sort of delivering the kind of flavor that you look for in order to swaddle your greens. You could almost eat this with a spoon. So that's it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pour maybe 2 tablespoons into my greens. And I'm going to add a couple of other things because I like to make a salad into a whole meal. The first thing I'm adding, and this is something I get at the farmer's market. Jacques, I don't know if you've ever seen the date stands that they have at the farmer's market.
Date stands. Yes, I have. They're very impressive.
Okay.
There's all kinds of stuff.
And one of my favorite products from the date stand is something that they use. It's actually what they do with probably just the leftover little bits and bobs of the dates. These almost look, they're about the size of a raisin, but they're just little date pieces. And again, probably just the floor sweepings from the date factory. But what they do is they toss them in a little bit of oat flour, so that and it sort of helps them stay separated. And then you can add them, these little beautiful bits, to your salad. The other thing I'm going to add, because this is California and we like to put avocados in everything, is I'm going to add a little bit of avocado, or avocado, as we would say in Canada. So just slice this up.
It's beautiful avocado.
Ah, it's such a gorgeous.
Oh, I like the way you pull that thing out.
And then this is pretty well going to be my salad. This is going to be my lunch, and we will have made it from start to finish, including a week's worth of salad dressing, in about 5 minutes, including a few technical difficulties. So that's it.
Wow, it's awesome. It looks delicious. And how do you present it?
Well, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to toss it very well so I get lots of that yummy dressing coating every single leaf here. Just like that. Probably needs a little more tossing, but I don't want to bore you. Look at that.
That's a great shot of his kitchen, by the way. You stood up the camera beautifully.
Thank you very much. Not my first picnic, if you know what I mean. And voila! A healthy but tasty salad for lunch.
Fantastic. I want to see the final pushing into the bowl. Gorgeous. Look at that. It looks delicious.
You want to see the money shot?
Yes, of course.
That's a very big bite. That's a very big mouthful. I should probably not be doing this on web TV.
No, I think people love seeing it.
It's yummy. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yummy. Yummy. Well, tell us how to get more info from Bob Blumer, more tips and recipes and deliciousness from you.
Well, you can go to my website, bobblumer.com, B-L-U-M-E-R. Go to a bookstore, buy my cookbooks. You can go to Amazon and buy my cookbooks. Or you can just talk to Jacques and scam yourself an invite to my next little dinner. So Jacques, how do I get a little cameo in your film, by the way, now that I've done this favor for you?
I would love that. I don't know how your girlfriend would feel about that, but or maybe she wants to get it.
There must be some roles that don't involve nakedness and live sex.
Not really.
No? You don't mind if I continue to eat my lunch while we talk to you?
Yeah, well, it's awesome. Now, give us a couple titles of the book.
My most recent book is called Glutton for Pleasure.
Great title.
And that's based on the TV show that I hosted for 5 years that was called Glutton for Punishment. So I'm over with the punishing stuff, and I'm all about the pleasure now.
Oh, very appropriate for this webcast.
And then, oh hey, you know, this is not even intentional, but I just happen to have a copy of the soon-to-be-released, updated, new edition of the grilled pizza book that I co-wrote with my good friend Elizabeth Carmel.
Awesome.
Look at that.
Awesome. Okay, everybody, get to Amazon. Get that book.
Make
it happen.
Get that book.
He makes the most amazing grilled pizzas. They're incredible. He makes grilled pizza. How is that possible? It is. It's delicious.
Hey, maybe you come and shoot some scenes in my house.
That would be interesting.
Then I can play a voyeur.
Well, come to set. You're invited to set, always.
Thank you.
You don't have to be in front of the camera. You can lurk behind the camera.
I think what he's saying is I don't make the cut for his movie, so I can't be in front of the camera. That's okay, Jacques.
All right, brother.
All right.
Wrap it up.
Pleasure sharing my lunch with you.
Awesome and delicious.
All right.
It's deeply appreciated.
A pleasure. And send Jacques money so we can make the goddamn film, will you?
Thank you, Bob.
All right.
All right.
Bye.